All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We've brought you now the second live stream of today, Chelsea transfer. Well, it's a deadline day for everyone, but we're going to obviously cover all things Chelsea on deadline day. Transfer news, we still don't have a here we go for Enzo Fernandez. You know, after going to bed last night, Sydney time, I honestly thought by the time I wake up, I'll see the here we go for Enzo Fernandez. And it is 6:08 a.m. Sydney time, which is 7:08 p.m. UK time. And there's still no here we go for Enzo Fernandez, which is a little bit bothersome for me. People are still saying, people like Fabrizio Romano, that it's still on, but why is it taking, like, why is it going down to the wire? Why is it going down to the wire? Which is quite annoying. First of all, Ishan, my boy, how you doing, man?
Hey, Miss. First of all, congratulations, man. 20K on the board. Everybody in the live chat, congratulate Miss. This guy gives his heart out to the channel, and look where we are today. It's 20K, man. It's a huge congratulations. Really happy for you, Miss. And may we climb this ladder together and reach more heights. You know what I mean? So yeah, big up to you,
100%.
man, and big up to all the other guests as well, Ryan and the other guys coming up in the show. You know, giving the hearts out to the show. Big up to these guys as well. And yeah, we move together. Regardless, Miss, I mean, mad transfers market again. mad deadline day. Do you know what? 1 year, it's all you. It's this other side of the coin. Another year, it's a Fabrizio Romano going on. You know, so I'm multitasking, multi-listening at the moment.
You actually have Fabrizio on one ear and me
I
on
have
the other
Fabrizio
one.
Romano on one, and I have Miss.
You
other
are
side of
you
the
are
coin.
next level, bro. You are next level.
So any
Ryan,
update will come to me straight away.
that's brilliant, bro. Keep us updated. Ryan, Mr. Here we go. Um, are you first of all, how you
Let's,
doing? And
let's just
secondly,
say
yeah,
that
go on,
clip
bro.
they clipped out on tweet yesterday, it didn't age too well, as per se.
It
My
did not.
sources
It
didn't
did
get it
not.
quite right this time. Maybe next time. Um, no,
It
but
didn't. It didn't age well, that one, but it is what it is. You never know, bro. You never know. Let's see what happens. But how you doing,
yeah,
first of all?
I'm good. One. I just want to say congratulations, 20,000, bro. I mean, congratulations to Ishan too, because you've been sitting through those painful watch-alongs, watching sideways passing, backways passing, L's and draws, bro. So I mean, on a
It's been
serious
tough.
note, bro,
It's been tough, Ryan. You know it.
it ain't easy, bro. It ain't easy. But bro, congrats. Happy to be on the panel here, Ishan. I didn't talk to Ishan in months, so yeah, just happy to be here. And hopefully we get good news, man, because news just keep coming in every few minutes.
Yeah, bro. But the bottom line with the news, just to give a summary to everyone that's tuned in, there's still no green light. There is still no green light. There's been a lot of talks, which we'll get into, in regards to how we're trying to use another different financial mechanism, factoring. We are learning a lot of commerce. We are learning a lot of economics in this transfer window. Apparently, Chelsea are going to be, doing a particular financial play, which is called factoring, which basically what it means is we as Chelsea are not going to pay the money up front. We're going to borrow the money from a third party company, which I'm pretty sure is within the private organization that the ownership has. We're going to borrow from another company. They will pay Enzo Fernandez and Benfica the entire release clause up front. So that way, Benfica's satisfied. And then we will have a separate term with that third party company to pay off that loan in installments. So interesting times. Let's see what happens there. And then few people are saying that Enzo Fernandez is ready to do his medical in Portugal if given the green light. Ishan, I'll go to you first up. Obviously, we'll go through. There's people are saying Matt Law tweet. Let me just quickly have a look at Matt Law tweet. Just bear with me before I go to Ishan. Let me just bring this up. Obviously, there's going to be news flying left, right, and center as we do this particular live stream. But the biggest one is we need Rui Costa to to give us the green light. That's the number one thing, man. Let's see what Matt Law has done here. Told Chelsea and Benfica have come closer to each other regarding a structure and agreement for Fernandez deal, and Chelsea still trying hard, but no agreement yet. This is the common theme. No agreement yet. Remains hope it will be done in time for deadline, but if not, could also be agreed for summer. So I guess this is the contingency plan, isn't it, for summer? Look, I'm still going to be fairly okay. Well, actually, I'm going to be quite ecstatic if we can ensure that we can nail down this player for next season and not have to worry about the fact that, you know, other clubs could be in for him. That'll be fantastic. My only issue is we've let go of Jorginho. Do you know what I mean? So we've actually weakened in midfield, and that's the mad part. Ishan, I'll go to you first up, bro. I mean, how you feel about this, man? Are you a bit surprised that why is it taking, like, I mean, it should have already been done by now. Like, the conversations that happened, it should have been done by now. Yes, it's a huge deal, but yeah, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts around all of this?
Yeah, Miz, I think so. It's a difficult deal, isn't it? I mean, I was talking to you off air as well. It's a huge deal. It's not walk in the park. You know, it's going to be the biggest transfer in the Premier League history if this goes down with 120 million euros on the plate. Such big transfers, it's very rare that happens on a deadline day. On the first hand, it's very rare that it happens in a January transfer window. Do you know what I mean? Let alone a January transfer window deadline day. But if it's happening on a deadline day, that's what I told you, Miss. It's very rare, and I was really skeptical about it. I'm not confident. I was not confident at all, even when we started approaching Enzo Fernandez for this last time. After, you know, we thought that yes, Jorginho is going to be sold to Arsenal. Let's give it a one last shot for Enzo Fernandez. I thought that this is it going the right way? I was not getting the right vibes because I never saw such a big transfer at the deadline day of January transfer window, and I still think that it's very difficult to get through this huge transfers, in deadline day. So if we pull this off, I think so. It's going to be a miracle because I don't think this has ever happened. 120 million euros of a transfer on a January deadline day, January transfer deadline day. But yeah, it is difficult deal. Hence, that's why we have both Ekbali and Todd Bowley flying there in Portugal and trying to make this deal happen. Looking at the current scenario, I think so. The common perspective which you put up on the table, that is, the deal is not done yet. It's no green light yet. No agreement yet. But one thing it's common that we can see is Chelsea is very much pushing hard for this. They are really obsessed with this Enzo Fernandez deal to happen, regardless if it happens now or in the summer. I think so. Todd Bowley and Ekbali are there on a mission. They really want to lock this player up. If it's not for this, this transfer window, surely I think so for the next summer. If they return from Portugal, it has to be locked up at least in the summer. So the way things has transpired, also knowing the fact that I was telling you off air as well, once this Jorginho saga kicked on, Jorginho and Arsenal, which took me completely by surprise, because before, take me 48 hours back, I would have said, no, Jorginho's still staying here. He might join Napoli in the next season. That's how we perceive Jorginho's transfer in the upcoming days. But Jorginho to Arsenal really took me by surprise. And once this is done, hence we thought, Chelsea are pushing for Enzo Fernandez. And I think so it's right, very rightly so. Once Jorginho was sold, Jorginho was someone, regardless of his form, he was a constant starter for us. Having Jorginho gone, you would surely want to seal off Enzo Fernandez by hook or by crook. And I think so the owners are showing some intent. If not this summer, this transfer window, surely for the next transfer window, I think so it should be locked.
Yeah, I'm thinking right now, the fact that we've let Jorginho go, you've really put yourself in a situation where you need a midfielder. Like I was very positive in the morning when Jorginho was, here we go for Arsenal, that okay, surely now you go all out and get this done. Ryan, I want to come to you now in regards to a lot of Benfica fans have been quite upset with us, of course. Look, I don't really care. At the end of the day, I just need the player, like get the player to us. But their stance is that Chelsea fans need to understand, Rui Costa is trying to protect the football club, trying to protect Benfica. Benfica wants to win titles. They haven't apparently won the Portuguese league for a little while. They want to win that. They're obviously, in my opinion, one of the dark horses in the Champions League. They want to go as far as possible over there. And a lot of Benfica fans are appreciating what Rui Costa is doing, because the previous president was messing things up for Benfica, and Benfica were in the mud. I do remember that. And with Rui Costa, obviously they lost Darwin Núñez last summer, and now they have another superstar in their hand, and they don't want to just keep losing these type of players because it hampers their situation. Obviously, us being Chelsea fans, we don't completely understand all of that from their perspective. I mean, when you probably ration with them, you could understand it. They want to win titles, but we only care about us. Our stance is that this player will never be at Benfica for the rest of his life. Like, I mean, he's a superstar. You're a selling club. Whenever you have a superstar in your club, they always are bought out by bigger clubs, and where you're getting big money out of it. I mean, Ryan, do you understand the stance of Rui Costa and what Benfica fans are saying? I mean, would you understand if this deal actually doesn't happen?
Well, the only reason this deal don't happen is because we don't meet the requirements of Benfica. That is simple as December 31st, when the news came out, it was that you need to meet the release clause with the most of the money being available at once. In the middle of January, when it collapsed, it was the same thing. And now on the last 4 hours of the transfer window is the same thing. They have remained constant in their valuation and what they want for the player. And simple as that. The reason why we can't meet it is because we have done tremendous business throughout January, and we need a different payment structure in order to balance our books, right? So,
Yeah.
but they have no affiliation to us, and they shouldn't care about that. 6 payment structures. I mean, what is that going to do for Benfica now? What is 6 payment structures going to do for Benfica now? Nothing really.
But Ryan, surely they're not going to get this level of money for Enzo Fernandez. Like, surely the financial side of things, they need to start considering that. Are we actually going to get 120 million euros plus for Enzo Fernandez in the summer? Let's just say, for argument's sake, that he does leave in the summer. Surely that has to come into play. Or are they sort of thinking, do you know what? We could care less about the 120 million. We're happy if someone comes in with 80 million in the summer.
Well, how do you know that though? How much years this guy has on his contract? He just arrived. And you just think he's just gonna drop off from form or pull his calf and be injured for 2 months? I mean, there's a possibility, yes. But what if he just goes on top of the wheel and have a great UCL run and increases valuation?
And actually goes from 120 to 150 million.
And then Florentino Perez comes in and says we're gonna pay 120 up front.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
So,
I mean,
it's
teams
a
like Real Madrid
possibility.
could do that. PSG could do that as well, I suppose.
PSG could do that. Real Madrid could do that. I mean, if there's a to the 8 lever in Barcelona, they could do that.
Man City could
But yeah.
probably. I mean, if they paid 100 million for Grealish, they could probably do that as well, I suppose.
Yeah, so why not? They don't have any pressure to sell now, because this player is only going to increase in valuation. I mean, this player has only touched the surface in his valuation right now and what he could potentially be. If he has a great UCL run and they win the league, you don't think that will step up?
It will.
So I don't think they're under any pressure. I mean, 6 installments, six parts to pay this fee. That is not doing anything for Benfica now. They'll just be losing the player on a cheap.
That's actually a very good point. That's actually a very good, because
they can't even reinvest back into their squad.
Yeah, because 6 installments, I mean, what's that now? 20 million, let's just say. I don't know how much it'll be the upfront. I don't know if it's 6 equal installments. But there is a point, Ryan. There is a point that you're making here, is that what does the installments do for Benfica? Like, we are losing a superstar that could potentially win us titles. What am I meant to do with these installments?
Yeah, I mean, the whole world isn't a feeder club to Premier League clubs.
True, true,
You know,
true.
they shouldn't say, oh, we should just sell them to Chelsea because Chelsea made an offer. They have no affiliation to us. It shouldn't be a super league, you know what I mean? Where, you know, everybody just feeding their best players in the Premier League just because the Premier League club wants them. If you want them,
Mm.
pay what the team needs. And thing is, I understand Benfica's point of view because they have had the same stance from day one. I don't know which player we wanted to buy, but I remember that our club just increased the valuation out of nowhere and we stepped out. I can't remember
Well,
which player
I
it
don't think
was.
we were ever interested in Enzo Fernandez before the World Cup. Like there wasn't any solid rumors or anything around Enzo Fernandez. It was literally after the World Cup.
No,
Do you
but
know
I
what I
know
mean?
some clubs like they would say a valuation, then at the last minute they would step up the valuation. Benfica never did that. From December
Mm.
31st, when Fabrizio dropped that we are interested in Enzo. It, wa- it, it was the same throughout for Iman. The only thing is that we have bought 100 million on Mudryk, Madueke for nearly 40 million, Badia Shield, and all these other players, João Felix and alone. So we can't do that. So if this little thing about factoring doesn't work out, and if we can't reduce the amount of not installation, sorry, um, how much you're gonna pay, well
Installments.
then,
Yeah.
installment, sorry. Well then, so be it. We can't get them. And the thing is, Mataloy is now saying we could probably strike a deal for summer. Well then, we just let go of Jorginho for nothing.
That's the
Because
thing. Like we've screwed
Kovacic,
up. We've screwed up.
Kovacic's calf muscle cannot handle more than 4 weeks of football, right?
Hmm.
Kante's hamstring can handle more than 90 minutes of football. Loftus-Cheek's back can handle more than 3 weeks of football. Gallagher can handle Premier League football.
Hmm.
And Mason Mount is not a pivot player. So
Yeah.
where is our midfield then?
You're right, bro. You're right. I feel
We
like
have to get a player now.
we have to. We've done. We've as
Zachariah has injured for God knows how long.
exactly. We've done ourselves a bit of a mistake here, Ishan. I mean, I understand. I get what Ryan is saying. It actually does make sense. I guess I had the Chelsea lens on, and I was like, man, what's Benfica doing? I think you sort of alluded on that as well, Ishan. But I just want to ask you, Ishan. I want to get your thoughts on this. Why are then Benfica entertaining all these meetings? Why haven't they just straight up said to Chelsea, don't come to Portugal? If you can't give us the money, don't come here. Don't talk to us. Don't do anything to us. No meetings, no long meetings. What's with all these meetings now? Why can't, if it's that straightforward that it's release clause upfront or nothing, why entertain all these conversations? It makes me think, are they somewhat interested? Like the player is definitely interested. Looks like it's not even the player saying to the club that, you know what, I don't want any transfer. I want to stay at Benfica. The player is
Yeah.
ready. Like the player is ready as well. So why are they entertaining all of this if nothing can actually happen if we don't pay the money up front?
I think so. It's a pressure from both the sides. One is from Enzo Fernandez's side. He surely wants to leave Benfica, and he's surely keen to join Chelsea. He's not participating in the trainings, although one blip happened when we approached Enzo Fernandez for the first time, but got rejected, and then he played again in the game, scored goal, kissed his badge, saying that I'm staying here. Next, what happened is, we came back and strongly with another offer on the table. Now, this offer probably is way too big for Benfica to turn it down just like that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I don't know how much Benfica bought on Enzo for, 10 million
10
or 20
million,
million.
10 million euros.
10 million. It's multiplied by 10 times. It's more than
Yeah.
multiplied by 10 times. It's 12
12,
times.
120, yeah,
It's
12
12
times.
times by it's 12 times by the valuation that they bought Enzo
In, in,
Fernandez. So
in,
it's
in 6 months. Like they literally bought him
six
12
months,
times in
right?
6 months.
So that's the problem. I think so. One problem that is arising here is just because he's there in that club for 6 months only, and he's a fresh player, fresh contract. Probably that's one of the problem that is being arised here. Next is, I think so, the offer is that high on the table from Chelsea that probably they're licking the lips. Benfica are licking the lips. That this is way too big to turn down. Probably there has to be some sort of negotiations on the table, but also they are dicey on the situation that we've just signed this player. We're playing really well in the league. Probably we want to win things. We want to go higher, and achieve more with this player. But then the valuation is way too big to turn down bluntly. You know what I mean? Also, you see Enzo Fernandez. He's trying to push this deal as well from his side. So Benfica are in a huge dilemma now. But I think so when you have a player as well. If you're a player, Enzo Fernandez would have said that, all right, fine, I'm just here for 6 months. Let me let me stay here for a few months more, 6 months more. Probably in the summer I might leave, or probably next to next summer I will leave. Benfica would have straight away probably said no, and then this negotiation would have wouldn't have stretched this long. But then just because Enzo Fernandez is also pushing from his side, and the valuation from Chelsea is so high, plus you have Agbali and Boli on the table in front of them, now in Portugal, trying to force things and get things done.
You got to take them seriously, huh? That's what you're saying. You have to take it seriously.
You got to take them serious. The valuation is so high that you can't say no straight away. I think so. The no straight away was one when we put up our first
initially early in January.
Initial offer was a straight no, right? But then Enzo Fernandez thought that probably I should be going to Chelsea, bigger club, better opportunities, Premier League matches, this, that, and the other. Probably that's why he started posting. He saw the offer, and the deal getting broken down. He probably played again, kissed his badge, said that I'm staying. And now with a bigger deal and much more higher possibility of him joining Chelsea, he's now back probably pushing the Benfica boat to sell him. So it's a critical situation again.
But do you know how much installments you played for Mudryk?
I think we paid upfront 60. I think upfront was 60, and the remainder is add-ons and But we paid a decent amount upfront, actually, 60.
So I think so. It's 60, and then 1 year after 20, then other 1 year after 20. It's like that. So
but I think the remainder is add-ons, Ishan. I think the remaining balance is if we win Champions League, if we win the Premier League, and that can happen anywhere during the duration of his contract. So his contract is a 7.5-year contract. So I would be amazed if any of those add-ons are not hit by that time frame, because the way our owners are moving.
What an intelligent move, though, isn't it, Miss by Boli? To find a loophole in the
long-term contracts to
João Felix move. That's crazy. Bro. A player like João Felix, he just got him. One thing I rate about Atleti, though, they don't hold their players ransom. I really rate that. If they want to leave and they don't like Simeone, leave. Like, we okay with Griezmann leaving, we okay with De Paul probably leaving, we okay with Felix leaving. Like,
but isn't João Felix deal only, restricted till summer? Is there any options of him signing permanent deal?
Apparently there is, bro. Apparently, as long as he wants it, as long as João Felix wants the move, then it can happen.
So, like, an option to buy is like they agree on a fixed fee beforehand, no matter how the loan goes. Am I mistaken? That's how it's be on FIFA. So I don't know. I'm just talking from FIFA.
So my idea is, and the live chat, let us know what your understanding of obligation to buy and option to buy. My understanding is option to buy is, as you said, Ryan, they have they do a pre-agreement that this is the valuation, this is how much you have the option to pay for this player after the loan is over. At this price, we've agreed on it.
So
you're not obligated. Yeah, you're not obligated to it, but you have an option for it. Obligation is, regardless what happens in the loan, even if the player does bad, good, injured, you're buying that player at the end of the loan. That's your man. And we've agreed on it.
Does that ACL? You buying them, bro?
You're buying it. You're buying it with ACL. Like, you'll be like, well, I can't do medical. Well, that's your problem now. That's your problem on that player. But Ryan, coming back to just before I go back to Ryan, because it is interesting because I want to loop in that whole Jorginho conversation, and a lot of the fan base is getting quite excited about Andre Santos. I think some sensibility needs to be kicked in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the latest in regards to Hakim Ziyech. This is another one that's being held up. Please, for my brother, my Habibi's sake, let him go, Chelsea. Please let him go. Like, let's not once again another transfer window do dirty on him. Like, he wants to go, and it looks like Chelsea doesn't really have him in the forefront of all their plans. Let's move him on. Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea are on the verge of unlocking Hakim Ziyech deal. Details being discussed in order to get it signed. Deadline day, Ziyech received other proposal but told Chelsea he wants PSG. I mean, come on. At this moment, let's just get this done. Right, coming back to the Enzo Fernandez situation and the fact that we've not been able to get the here we go for him yet. Jorginho, we've got the here we go, and he's moved on to Arsenal. We've all of a sudden are in a weak sort of position in midfield, in my opinion. But Ryan, a lot of people I see in social media and some other content makers as well, jumping up and down and saying Andre Santos is not going to be, like, if we don't get Enzo Fernandez, Andre Santos is going to be part of the midfield and he's going to do the job for us. And people are hyping him up once again, just like they used to do with many other youngsters. I'm just worried, Ryan. I want to hear from you. Like, I'm literally worried that this is a kid, man. This is an 18-year-old kid. I completely believe in his talent, and I completely believe in his, potential. But surely we can't just let go of Jorginho and just expect Andre Santos to be the deepest midfielder for the remainder of the second half of this season. Like, to me, that's mad.
Yeah, I mean, I agree completely. He's raw, and that's a lot of pressure to put on a young player who hasn't made one appearance for your club yet.
He doesn't even have a work permit.
I don't think that will even happen. So I think Kovacic will be most deep line midfielder, and somebody else will be a Roman double pivot player. Whether it's hopefully not, but whether it's Gallagher or Loftus-Cheek.
Can you imagine? It's probably going to be Gallagher, isn't it? It's going to be Gallagher.
Yesterday we were talking about Enzo and Caicedo.
and we've come down to Kovacic and Gallagher. Oh, my days.
No, Gallagher and Loftus-Cheek ball, bro.
Ryan's thinking about going into that hibernation again.
But I just woke up, bro.
That's too funny, man. That's too funny.
No,
Ishan,
but I understand completely.
yeah,
with Jorginho, it's such an odd one for me because when I thought about it, out of all our midfielders, he is the only one of his profile who could play a deep line midfielder who stays there, and he's the only one in the whole deep line midfield pool that is readily available for 80 to 90% of matches. So to sell it now in January, I don't know how much sense that makes to me, especially without having a replacement. That's why I think that even though Matt Law is saying an agreement can be struck for summer, we need a midfielder now because we will get toasted, not only Champions League, but the Premier League. We can't go and come 15th and 16th and stuff like that. Let me tell you, Kovacic, Kante, these injury-prone players that I talked about, we can't count on them alone. It's a lot of faith to put in them. And we're not even talking about form here. We're just talking about availability.
That's mad, man. That's mad. I want to ask Ishan as well. I just saw this comment from Shubra. Someone sent 1 million IDR. Is that Indian rupees? Super chat in Fab's stream. How much is that, bro? 1 million Indian rupees in USD.
Seriously? Oh my!
That's insane. Whoever's done that.
Bro, that's the IPL auction.
It's an IPL auction. The man wants a here we go. The man wants a here we go. He's putting in the super chat. Give me the here we go. I'm buying the here we go.
Mumbai Indians trying to sign Enzo Fernandez. No.
Man's bribing Fabrizio Romano.
Someone saying it's Indonesian rupee. Now, Indonesian rupee, that could be a bit of a twist because they do deal with millions. So, there we go. It's about 40 euros. It's about 40 euros.
regardless of what's happening in the reality. You just want to hear, here we go from Fabrizio
But
Romano.
imagine if Fabrizio started doing IPL auctions now. We got the Mumbai Indians. Here we go.
Bro,
Daniel
Fabrizio needs
Daniel
to do
Bravis just
that.
signed.
Bro, IPL, Fabrizio needs to do that. But anyway, Ishan, Jorginho's gone.
Yeah.
As I said, like, and as Ryan has said as well, like, as a deep lying sort of midfielder for us, deep lying playmaker, whatever you want to call it, deepest midfielder, no one plays the way Jorginho plays as a deep. Now, regardless of all the flaws, I know everyone's going to start saying, "Oh, but what about his flaws?" I get it. There's flaws, but there's a lot of positives that other players, maybe besides Kovacic, can't do that. Okay,
Yeah.
Ishan, if we don't get Enzo, I think we put ourselves in a really bad situation for the remainder of the season. That midfield, as Ryan said, Kovacic is injury prone as well. He gets injured quite often. Kante's still not back as yet.
Yeah.
Surely I don't want to see Gallagher and Ruben Loftus-Cheek on a regular basis there.
Yeah.
Like Zakaria, I don't know exactly when he's going to be back. Maybe another couple of more weeks. But then when he does come back, can he stay fit? Because that's been his history as well, injuries.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the fact that no Jorginho and no Enzo as yet?
I think so. Some of the guys in the live chat are right when they say that it is going to be a huge mismanagement by the Chelsea board if we don't sign Enzo. You know what I mean? And knowing the fact that Jorginho is already gone, also knowing the fact that Jorginho might not be the best of the midfielders or the best of the registas in the world, but there are certain sort of game plan that he brings into the game. You know, certain sort of way that he plays, which probably nobody in our squad can replicate. You know, he slows down the game in the midfield, tries to command with more possession. Once you can see that whenever Jorginho is in the pitch, automatically our team gets more possession. You know, we play well from the back. You know, the anchoring that we have from the back becomes more flexible whenever Jorginho plays. Which, like you said, Kovacic can do, but probably not the way Jorginho does. You know what I mean? Zakaria might do, but not the way Jorginho does. You know what I mean? Enzo would have probably solved this thing, but if not Enzo, and like I said, Miss, Jorginho was a regular starter, regardless of how his form was in this season. He was a regular starter.
Yeah,
Now,
and he's
since
not
he's gone,
injury prone. Like, he's not injury prone either.
and probably he's the one out of the three constants that we had, Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho. Jorginho is the one who's fitter out of the three, and now he's gone. You know what I mean? So we've got no options as straight as that. You know, even Zakaria is now injured. Probably the easiest way which Graham Potter might choose is get Ruben Loftus-Cheek on the double pivot, or probably play in a. I don't know if he's going to play Chukwuemeka in the double pivot. Probably there's something which is going to happen. It's going to be mad, but I think so. If we don't, I think so. Kind of agree with Ryan and the live chat as well. You know that it's going to be a bit difficult, you know, to manage guys. We've bought so many players, but we decided to sell Jorginho without a backup. You know what I mean? With players.
That was risky. I think that was risky, bro.
It is.
I think that was very risky.
If Kante was back, Miz, that would have made some sort of sense. But Kante, the last time I saw Kante playing was probably the last season. I forgot when did I
I've
saw
literally
Kante.
forgotten. Honestly, I've literally forgotten when the last time he played. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the latest in regards to Omari Hutchinson. This is probably coming, obviously, with all the wingers that we've brought in. You know, Madueke, Mudryk, you know, potentially João Felix will play there as well. Obviously, Pulisic is not going from the club; he's injured. Sterling is there as well. This is probably reasonable that this has happened, and maybe it's wise to get, you know, full-time action on a regular basis. Obviously, West Brom is a championship team, but championship, the league is quite strong. West Brom have now reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign Omari Hutchinson on loan. Clubs are set to exchange contracts. Omari has accepted working on the documents. First called The Athletic. I'm all okay with that. Absolutely fine with that. I don't know. I'm scared, man. Like literally now. How long to go? 7:42 p.m. in UK. It's about what? 3 hours or so? 4 hours? Yeah, it's about 4 hours to go, man. It's mad. This is what Fabrizio Romano just said. One day I'll speak on the Enzo deal because behind the scenes it's mad. Okay, all right. Let's this guy start a soap opera, man. Fabrizio Romano, why not? Look, honestly, I think I'm still very, very. It does put a dent on the transfer window. It does put somewhat of a dent. You know, the fact that we let go of Jorginho and we're not getting even Enzo or Caicedo. I don't know whether if there is enough time to get Caicedo, because Brighton will need a replacement. So we've really put all our eggs on Enzo Fernandez. Ryan, let's slowly try and wrap this up. What's up, Ishan?
What's so funny, this if you see Fabrizio Romano's stream, he's streaming live on YouTube. Even if he's giving update on Enzo time and time again, after a couple of minutes, every time he says no movement, no green light, this, that, still the whole live chat is spamming Enzo. The full live chat is completely wrapped up with Enzo. The moment you see, even he's laughing and saying that, I don't get it. Are these Chelsea fans or Italian fans or Argentina fans? I don't get it. The whole world wants to know about Enzo. It's mad.
It's mad.
Everybody's spamming it.
He's the biggest news at the moment. That's for sure. Ryan, let's slowly try and wrap this up, because obviously, there's no green light. There's not much else going on. Like we're gonna have to wait till the end here and see anything happens. But as much as I like this transfer window, it's been a fantastic transfer window. I can't even deny. But I feel like now we've sort of disadvantaged ourselves a little bit in midfield. Some people are saying there's extra 2 hours of transfer window after. Is that right? So even after 12 midnight, is there 2 more hours left?
As I say, we doing a start 5-hour stream, bro. Me, you, Ishan. So take the viewers from Fabrizio. Come on,
bro. Fabrizio's got like about 30k viewers over there or something like that. 30k live. 50k. Wow. 50. You guys do get 2 extra hours to file paperwork, if I'm not wrong, right? I don't know. Is that true? Is that true? Yes.
I think so. We have last summer. I think so. When we signed Saul, you would remember, Miss. We had 1 hour extra to submit the paperwork. That's how we signed Saul on loan. So you get probably 1 hour to us. Yeah.
Fair enough, man.
Only for paperwork. Yeah, correct.
Ryan, I mean, what's your intuition saying, bro? Is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? If it doesn't happen, I think we might be in a bit of a trouble in midfield.
Let me tell you something, bro.
Mystic, Ryan.
Bro. It's gonna happen, bro.
The final hour?
Yeah, we go will happen, bro. You forget who is the 2 captains that our ship is there in Portugal, bro. Don't doubt Todd Bowley and Egbali, bro. Do not doubt them.
Some people are saying that it's apparently done, but they're just spicing it up to keep it till the end. I mean, do you believe that kind of stuff?
I don't believe that at all, bro. Those guys fighting for their life there, trying to get this thing done. Those guys sweating, smelling.
I think so. David Ornstein is on top of this deal, isn't it? I mean, he's the one who's giving.
Yeah, he's pretty on top. David Ornstein is probably the GOAT, bro.
Miss?
Yeah. Even if Fabrizio Romano doesn't say it. Yeah.
Miss, if there's a here we go, contact me, bro, and I'll jump on a video.
Bro, if there's a here we go, like I'm pretty sure I'll be during work time. But I think we might have to go live for at least 10-15 minutes to celebrate.
Tell your manager, sorry, Enzo signed for Chelsea.
Yeah, I might have to tell my manager that, look, calm yourself down. and shut your mouth and know your role. Like
my
the Rock.
God.
No, you're wrong.
Do you remember? Shut your mouth and know your role. Enzo Fernandez is a here we go to Chelsea Football Club. Do you understand? You better be understand.
Just like that.
Do you
Miz
understand?
is
You better be
fired.
understand.
Just like this, Miz is fired, bro.
And then you guys will hear a here we go that Miz is fired.
Yeah, Miz
Fabrizio
is
Romano
fired.
tweets.
After
Fabrizio
kicking
Romano
his
tweets that.
manager's monkey ass.
Then my manager calls me, you jabroni. And let us
Yeah,
jabroni
SmackDown.
meetings.
Come to the
Pie
SmackDown
eating.
Hotel. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if there is a here we go, I think that will be the next stop for us. I think Ishan will go to bed. It's quite late in India. But I will bring back my boy, Ryan. If there is a here we go, we'll celebrate together. But for the time being, look, it's a stalemate. Like there is nothing else. There's no deal at the moment. So let's hope and pray. As I said, we'll be severely disadvantaged if we don't get a midfielder in. We'll be severely disadvantaged. As much as I appreciate the window, I think we weakened ourselves by letting Jorginho go and not having someone come in. I think that's quite mad. But let's see what happens. Until next time, everyone, take care and see you.